Well, hello. Good morning from Vienna in Austria. Hope everybody's having just the most wonderful day. Let me see where people are tuning in from. I love doing this. So we got folks tuning in from Burkina Faso. Hello. From Hungary. Hello. From Zambia. From Australia. From Nigeria. From Spain. Good to see everybody. Welcome to the third project of the free JavaScript Bootcamp. Ooh, we got somebody from Argentina. Hello. It's kind of late there, isn't it? Hope you're getting enough rest. Yeah. Welcome. Oh, more folks tuning in from Hamburg, from Liverpool. Ooh, this is great. I love this. From India, this is great. From Germany, fabulous. Thank you all so much for joining in today. And yeah, let's do a little bit of JavaScript as we do every day or 3 days a week. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're tuning in for the first time, hi, my name's Ramon. We're doing a free JavaScript bootcamp in collaboration with Class Central and FreeCodeCamp. Here's some links. Everybody loves links. So if you want to sign up, you can follow along at your own pace. You're probably thinking like, wait, we're 4 weeks in. Do I really want to do this? Listen, we will have other iterations of this bootcamp. Sometimes we'll change the time zone as well. If you're tuning in late, don't worry, maybe in half a year or so or something like that. I can't make any time promises. We can try and do this at a time that's more comfortable at a time that's more comfortable for you. But nevertheless, you can sign up at classcentral.com and catch up on YouTube. All of the recordings are there. Go to FreeCodeCamp if you want to start working on your JavaScript certification. That's what we're doing. If you want to ask questions and about the homework or the work itself or what we're learning, please do so at group.classcentral.com. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's taking the time out of their day to answer questions. It's really, really handy when a community comes together to help each other out. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. We also have a Discord. If you want to go hop on Discord, if that's more your thing, you can do so. You can go and ask questions there, answer questions too. We have a code of conduct that we expect all students to abide by. If you want to report something, a transgression, or any feedback about the bootcamp itself, please email us at bootcamp@class-central.com. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna put up one comment in Spanish, but I promise to translate it. 4 a.m. here in Argentina, my first time live. Oh, goodness, Sergio, I hope please do get some rest too. Remember, this is all recorded. All right, let's hop right in to what we're going to be doing today. So I'm just going to bring up my screen, and here's what we've been doing so far. Remember, let me first catch us up on where we are in terms of the bootcamp. So far we've done the entire basic JavaScript module, already done. ES6, done. Regular expressions, done. Debugging, done. Basics data structures, done as of yesterday. So if you didn't do all of it yet, don't worry, but the homework is to finish the rest of the basic data structures course. But for us, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some JavaScript algorithms and data structures projects using, let's see, we've already done the palindrome checker. We're going to be doing the Roman numeral converter. But today we're going to be doing the Caesar's cipher. Now, I have a question here already. Fantastic. Carlos is asking, are you going to solve it in one line of regular expressions or regex? I'm asking because I'm trying to solve it that way. I wasn't planning on it. But drop that solution once it works because I'm very keen to see it. Oh, we got more folks telling us where they're tuning in from. Ghana, Nigeria, India, Nigeria. Oh, this is great. I love it. Hello from Ireland. Yeah, cool. So, all right. If you haven't done one of these projects yet, don't worry. All of these are going to go up on YouTube, so you'll be able to follow along. But let me tell you what we're going to be doing today. I'm not going to give you the answer. Okay? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up live with my own solution, show you how I've derived it, and then have a conversation with y'all about like what can be improved, what can be done better, and maybe if we have some time, explore one of your solutions. So let's dive right in. So I'm going to read out the instructions first. One of the simplest and most widely known ciphers is a Caesar cipher, also known as a shift cipher. In a shift cipher, the meanings of the letters are shifted by some set amount. A common modern use is the ROT13 cipher, where I think the ROT is for rotation. We'll get to that. Where the values of the letters are shifted by 13 places. Therefore, A converts to N, B turns to O, and so on. So let's take a second to talk about what ciphers are. A cipher is a way of doing cryptography. You might have heard of the term, especially lately. Cryptography is a way of disguising a message as another message so that you can deliver it without the person who captures that message, who intercepts that message, knowing what the message is. It's essentially, what's it called? Like, say you have a secret message to send somebody, you can use cryptography to disguise that message as another message, send it off so that if somebody captures that message, so if somebody intercepts that message, they don't know what message you're trying to send, right? For example, you might have heard of certain apps doing end-to-end encryption, right? When you're doing some messaging, that's the meaning of it, so that your messages get encrypted with cryptography, so that if somebody were to capture that internet message, they won't know what you're saying. Yeah? And the Caesar cipher is one of the oldest ones that I know. What it does, that I know of, and what it does is it takes every letter and moves it over by a certain amount, right? So for example, the one we're going to be doing today is a ROT13 cipher. That means that every letter gets moved over 13 places. But if we get all the way to the end of the alphabet, what it'll do is start over from the beginning. You'll see what we mean in just a second. So let's see our instructions. Write a function which takes a ROT13 encoded string as input and returns a decoded string. All letters will be uppercase. Do not transform any non-alphabetic character, but do pass them on. Cool. Here's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to read some of the tests first. So for example, ser publicure pzunk should decode to the string FreeCodeCamp. Then we've got ser, I'm going to stop doing that. Should decode to the string free pizza. Yeah. Notice that the exclamation point gets left over, right? It says here, non-alphabetic characters will not be converted. Let's see what else we got. This one here should decode to free love ? And notice the question mark gets left in as well. This string here gets turned into the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And actually, this will give us a link. Yeah. An introduction to basic encryption. So that's cool. So if you get stuck, there's an instruction here as well, which is really nice. But, oh, look, we're going to leave that out because I think that's going to give us a solution, unless I'm mistaken. Also, I think it's doing like Java or something, not JavaScript. But yeah, if you get stuck, I highly recommend reading up on this here. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do, and here's what I recommend. So we've got our function ROT13 that takes a string and returns a string. Let's const result equals, and then we'll console log result. Now we know from the tests already that this string here, this one here, should actually decode to FreeCodeCamp, which it's not doing at the moment. So now we're going to break down the problem. Okay. First thing we're going to do is start building an empty string. Loop through the input string. If the string is a letter, let me loop through the input string's characters. Just going to make this a little bit wider. Love it. Cool. Loop through the input string's characters. If the character is a letter, convert it. If it's not, leave it as is. Add the converted / not converted character to the result string. And then after that, we will return result string. We good so far? Yeah. We'll go through it. We'll start building an empty string, loop through the input string's characters. If the character we're looping through is a letter, convert it. If it's not, leave it as is. Add the converted or not converted character to the result string, and then we return the result string. Does that sound good? Let's start with defining our empty string. Converted string equals empty string. Then we'll loop through the input string's characters. We'll do that. We'll do a for loop. Let I equals 0. I must be smaller than string.length. And I plus plus. Cool. There's our loop. Now, I need to get that character. What I can do is const character equals the character. The character is const character is the member of the string at that index. I'm going to start console logging now. Yeah, there we go. So we're looping through each character as we work through it. Cool. If the character is a letter, convert it. So how do we know if a character is a letter? One way to do that I think of is using a regular expression. If. Now, how does it go again? We've got a regex. If the character is one of A to Z. Oh, Yash says do /W. Yeah, let's do that. /W. Dot test character. Then we convert it. Console log. Oh, we'll /W accept character. Okay. The best way to know that is to do some console logging. Let's do that. Hold on a sec. Oh my goodness. But it will accept numbers. /W will also include the underscore. No. We don't want that. We want A to Z. So I'm just going to go A to Z and make it case insensitive. Thank you, Arilanma. That's for alphanumeric. We do not want alphanumeric. We want just letters. So cool. If A to Z with that's case insensitive test character, then we will convert the character. But I don't know how to convert it yet. So I'm actually going to skip over, do an else here. No, thank you. Yash, you're not wrong. Like, we're trying stuff out. That's how it works. So If it's not, we'll leave it as is. So let's see, let converted character equals empty string. So we'll just say converted character equals character. Add the converted, not converted character to the result string. So what's our result string called again? Converted string plus equals converted character. Oh, but I need to do it below my comment. Cool. Then we need to return the result string, which we're not doing yet, because I need to return converted string. Now, let's discuss what's going on here. So far, my conversion is only adding the non-alphanumeric character, the non-letter characters, right? So there's 2 spaces in my converted string. That's because there's a space here and there's a space here. What I need to do next is convert the character. And that's all that's left in my assignment. And I'm done. Now, let's talk about converting that character. So this is the way I've thought of it, right? Each character, let me write a little comment for myself. Each character has a corresponding converted character. For example, we can see A turns to N. Conversely, N turns to A. Because N moves over 13 characters, loops around the Z, and turns into A. Odilama is saying, I think that should be 3 equals. Could you tell me which line, please? Carlos is asking, are you going to keep the other characters as well? I'm not going to keep them per se. I'm going to convert them. But yeah, so, okay. Each character has a corresponding converted character. Let's do some more. B turns to O, and O turns to B. We can see that here in the description. There we go. Which means that C turns into, is it P? And P turns into C. So on and so forth. Simplicity is reading my mind. We can create an object. Yes, the cool thing about an object is that it lets us have a lookup. A few lessons ago, somebody asked me, hey, are objects the same as dictionaries in Python? And conceptually, they are. And I think dictionaries are a good word for what we're going to be doing now, because we're going to have a dictionary that has a lookup on the left and a value on the right. So here's what I have in mind. Character chart, right? Where on the left-hand side, the key will be the letter we're converting from. And on the right, we're going to have the letter we're converting to. Odilanma says line 16. All right, let's do... Where do we need a 3 equals? Oh, do you mean in the loop? Because I think I added a few lines. We don't need a 3 equals here because we're assigning 0 to I. Then we're checking that I is less than string.length. I hope that's what you mean. 17. No, you're good, but I think it's still the same one. Now 17 is a comment. I'm about to add a bunch of lines, so maybe let's maybe write out the line for me. I'm sorry. So cool. So A will turn into N. Let's see. B will turn into O. And I'm just going to write all of them. C will turn into P. Okay. Odilanwa says, come down a bit. So here's the thing. I'm not doing any comparison, so I don't know where I would need a 3 equals. That's the thing. converted string equals plus equals converted character. Then I'm returning the converted string. So I'm not actually doing any comparisons. Yeah, okay, line 29. What am I doing here? I'm assigning a variable converted character to be an empty string. And if the character is not a letter, I'm just going to assign converted character to be the original character so that when I add the converted character to the converted string, it just adds the same character. It is an assignment, as Yash says. It's not a comparison. Zavarko's asking, where's the test function coming from? That is a regular expression. That's a regular expression thing. We are testing that A to Z, that the character matches in the regex A to Z, essentially testing that the character is a letter. Okay, let's go back. E assigns to Q. E assigns to R. F converts to S. D converts to E. H converts. This is manual work, but we got to define all of them. U. I converts to B. J converts to W. K converts to X. L converts to Y. M converts to Z. N converts to A. O converts to E. E converts to C. Q converts to D. All right, let's keep going. R converts to E. T converts to F. Am I doing this right? T converts. Did I skip S? I skipped S, didn't I? S converts to F. Q, R, S. T converts to G. U converts to H. E converts to I. W converts to J. X converts to K. Y converts to L. And Z finally converts to M. Phew. Okay. I skipped this? No, I didn't. I think. Oh, that might be a bit of a lag in the YouTube. Yeah. No, I didn't skip S. I think. I hope. Yeah. If I did, we'll find out. Cool. So now that I have my character chart, let's go back down to here. If the character is a letter, convert it. The converted character, what we can do now is use our character chart to look up the corresponding converted letter for our character. Oh, look at that. Now the console log is printing out FreeCodeCamp. Let's take a quick look at that before we do anything else. Console log character chart A will give us N, O will give us B, H give us U. So what I would love to do here is use some console logging to test character converts to converted character. Now, look at this. This looks a little nicer. S converts to F, E converts to R converts to E, R converts to E, space converts to space, P converts to C, P to O, Q to D. I love these fancy console logs. Yeah? M, C to P. Yeah. Let's try it with a full stop just for fun. FreeCodeCamp. Notice we're still good. Let's try it out now with our, just going to comment out my console log because I don't need that right now. What I want to console log as a result and try it out with the test exercises. So this should give me free pizza. Yeah, free pizza. Let's try free love. Free love question mark. Good. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Carlos is asking, could you scroll slowly through my code? I didn't read it all. Yeah, sorry, I went a little fast there. Okay, let's scroll all the way to the top and go through it. So each character has a corresponding converted character. You know, A to N to A, B to O, etc., etc. So the first thing I did was define a character chart object that has a lookup for each letter to have its corresponding converted letter, right? And so on and so forth. After having defined that conversion object, my function rotator 13 starts building an empty string. There's our converted string set to an empty string. Then I loop through the input string's characters, which we see here for let I start at 0, I must be smaller than string.length and I++. I then define a character variable to be the character at that position. Then I define a converted character variable, which is currently set to an empty string. Next, if the character is a letter, convert it. We test, is a character a letter? We check with regex, hey, does this match A to Z, case insensitive? .test, character. So because a character will only ever be one character because we're looping through a string, we know that it can only be one character. Therefore, we're matching if it's anywhere between A and Z. If it is, we set that converted character to be the corresponding character from the character chart. We take our character chart and look up that character. If it's not a letter, we leave it as is. Therefore, we set the converted character to be the character itself. Yeah? Next, add the converted or not converted character to the result string. So we add to converted string that converted character, which again, I love the highlighting, can be either the converted character from the chart or the same character itself. Once we're done, return the result string, return converted string. So with all that said and done, let's run our test and see how it looks. So that's passing. We'll give ourselves a nice pat on the back. All right. This is a part where we will take a look at suggestions. And there's a couple folks who have been making suggestions that are a little bit fancier that I would love to explore. Oh, Orilama says line 47 is missing a semicolon. Thank you. Wait, no, line 47 is not missing a semicolon because it is an if statement, and if statements can't have semicolons in them, I think. Yeah. For example, expressions like this one, they have a semicolon at the end, but line 47 does not have a semicolon, no. 45. Ah, that one is, yes. Dink. Thank you. The reason it didn't fail, by the way, is because an unfortunate reality is that JavaScript lets you have lines with or without semicolons. So I like to put semicolons, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. I recommend putting them in. There is no best practice. Odilema's asking who else did theirs with ASCII. Let's ASCII, is it? Yeah. Let's explore that, because I think CPU Cortex was also, instead of manually typing each character to prepare a map, why don't we take the ASCII value of each character and add 13? I just used two 26-letter strings, one being the alphabet, the second one being the ciphered alphabet, shifted by 13. These are really good solutions. I would love to try. Can we elaborate a little bit on what doing it with ASCII is? I would love to know. We are here to learn. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. First, I'm going to take this solution as is and submit it so that my solution does not get lost. Oh, Simplicity's asking, can we do this inversely? Like have a message and I want to decrypt it. Well, we were already decrypting. I think what you're asking is, how do we encrypt it? Let me, while people are, please tell me about this ASCII solution of yours. Michael's asking, I don't think JavaScript has ASCII, does it? So Caesar cipher. So here's the thing. Here's my solution, right? Because it's a 13 rotation cipher, a 13 character rotation cipher, it will work the other way around because there are 26 letters in the alphabet. Let's try it. Let's try it with a shorter one. FreeCodeCamp should turn into this thing here. See? So yes, it does work inversely. Aha! So Yash is saying, okay, there is string.char at code. And what does that do? Let's look it up. Char at, Catalyst is already telling me, let's go check out char code at in MDN. The char code at method returns an integer between 0 and 600, and a lot of big numbers, representing the UTF code unit at the given index. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. So I can see here, for example, if I take a word, a string, and call char code at, and then the index at the string, we'll do 113 is equals to Q. Okay. I'm not sure why would I want to turn it into a number though? I need some collaboration here, folks, please. Yeah, still saying you can use char code at and from char code. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's reset my code. We're back to the start. Let's try these out. So console log, have a string, SERR, PBQR, PNZC, char code at, let's say 0. Char code at 0 is giving me 83. 1 is giving me 69. It's giving me 3, giving me 82, 82. Let's see. Wait, saying change it to a number, then you can just add 13 instead of typing out the whole cipher. That is very helpful. Thank you, Wit. Oh, subtract 13 without typing out the whole cipher. Okay. Oblantosha says, at the end of the lesson, please can you review recursion and recollection? Sure. While I do this, could you please grab me an exercise you would like me to review? Ideally, the link. That'd be super cool. Thank you. Mitch is saying, by the way, that big number 65536 is 2 to the power of 16. That's impressive maths, especially for so late at night. Or so early in the morning, pardon me. Okay, So I'll change it to a number. Then I can just add 13 instead of typing out the whole cipher. Okay, let's do this together because I use the calculator. Yeah, that's fair. And how do I do from char code? Let's see. From char code. Okay. So I can call string.from char code and then put in a number. I see. So string from char code 86, for example, will give me a capital V. I see. I see. Okay, cool. Then we will do that. Loop. So we will create empty string, loop through input string, and we can take turn character into char code, I'm going to call it. Add. Did you say subtract or add? Oh, subtract. Okay. Subtract 13 from char code. Oh, hold on. If the character is a letter, variable is saying A to M, you add 13, N to Z, you subtract 13. That makes sense. Cool. Okay. So if the character is a letter from A to how much? M? If a character is a letter from A to M, turn the character into a char code. Was it add? Add 13 to char code. Then do the char code. Turn char code back to character. Add to result string. If the character is a letter, let me make this wider. From N to Z, turn into char code, subtract 13 from char code, turn char code back to character, add to result string. Else, add character to result string. Return result string. Okay, cool. I'm with you. So first we create our empty string. Let's call it result equals empty string. Then we loop through the input string for, oh, sorry, I still got this highlighted. Let I equal 0. I is smaller than string.length, I plus plus. There's our loop. Close the loop here. So if the character is a letter from A to M, we'll do some regex. If the character is A to M. Test. Oh, wait, I need my character. Const character equals string at position I. Yeah. Test character. Turn that character into a char code. So const. Oh, it's not a const. It's a let. Char code equals character char. Was it char code at? Let me go back. Char code at. Cool. Code at 0. Then we add 13 to the char code. Char code plus equals 13. turn char code back to character, extend to result, add to result string. I think I can do both of those in one step. So result plus equals string from char code. Okay. Else if character is a letter from N to Z. N to Z. Dot test character. Okay. Put our. So first we turn it into char code. Let char code equals character char code at, not cat, at 0. Then we subtract from 13 from the char code minus equals 13. And we'll do the 2 and 1 again. Result plus equals string dot from char code. Cool. Otherwise, we add the character to the result string. Else, right? Because it's otherwise it's not a letter, so we can just go result plus equals character. So what do we end up with? Let's let's give this a try. Oh, hold on. Return result string. There we go. Console log. Well, hey. That gives us FreeCodeCamp. Fancy schmancy. I like it. Does free pizza work? Yeah. Does the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog work? Yeah. Okay. Ah, look at this. Look at us doing computer science. I like it. So this is fewer lines. There is some repetition there. For example, we're doing let char code a couple times. But this works. This is a very viable solution as well. Let's run our tests and see if it works. It does. I can't pat myself, but let's imagine this pat going to you. Yeah. Now, how about, hear me out. How about we go even fancier? Yeah. What if we wanted to be for this to be able to have any kind of rotation? What if we had, since we've got the time, yeah, we got 15 minutes left. Hear me out, folks. What if we had a rotation that we could change? This is not related to the project now. This is just me going off on an experiment. So let's imagine that rotation equals 13, and this could be any number. Okay? With me so far? Let me reset my code again. Cool. So what if we wanted to have any rotation, const, that we could change at any time? So first, we'll make our empty string. Then loop through the string. If the character is a letter, we convert. Well, actually, if the character is a letter, and if the char code minus rotation is bigger than or equals to 65, why 65? 65 is, hold on, console log a to char code at 0. That's because 65 is the lowest we can go, because a is 65. So if it's bigger than 65, add the character rotated backwards, i.e. subtract. If the char code minus otherwise, add the character rotated forwards, i.e. add. Else, then we just, not a letter, convert. So Michael Leonidas asking, can you type the code of how you switch back the character from char code to letter? I missed that part. Don't worry, we're going to be doing that now. So, cool. Make an empty string. Can do that. Let result equals empty string. A lot of this is going to seem familiar. Loop through the string. I equals 0. I smaller than string dot length. I plus plus. I was going kind of fast there, Michael. So if the character is a letter, first I want to get my character. Const character equals. Ooh, CPU makes an excellent point. Instead of 65, I could just use a.charcode at 0. Is that I don't need to know the ASCII values. Yeah. Well, UTF, right? It is UTF, right? It is UTF. Yeah. It's not ASCII. It's UTF. Those are different kinds of, what are they called? Like number representations of letters. I think they're based on one another. Anyway, const character equals string at position I. So if the character is a letter, again, something we're familiar with. A to Z, test, character. My closing one will go here. Then we do if the char code minus rotation equals 65. So I need to const char code equals char code character dot char code at. Oh, not 65. 0. Cool. Char code at 65. If the char code, oh, hold on. Let me do this. If. Okay, I'm going to take a small interruption from Zenzer. Well, it's not an interruption. I want to take a question. I'm sorry. Why don't you use double equals at the regex? Because I'm not comparing. We're testing the regex. We're not doing a comparison. We're testing that the regex matches the character, that the regex is A to Z, case insensitive, at the character. So we're not doing a comparison, if that makes sense. Because a regex is, if we were to compare a regex with a string, we would get false because one is a regex and the other one's a string, if that makes sense. But thank you for asking. Where was I? Yeah, if char code minus rotation is bigger than or equals to, now I said 65. No, Zenzer, you're not interrupting me. I misspoke. I'm sorry. That's what we're here for. Char code minus rotation is bigger than or equals to, and I like this, a dot char code at 0. That's fancy. I like that. Thank you for the idea, Cortex, CPU Cortex. So char code minus rotation A is bigger than 65, then result plus equals string. And Michael, here comes the conversion back from char code. So that's how we give it a char code and turn it back into a string. So result plus equals string from char code plus, no, minus rotation. Result plus equals string dot from char code minus rotation. Else, we add the character rotated forwards. Back here. Result plus equals string from char code plus rotation. Else, not a letter, convert. Not a letter, not converted. Did. Else, result plus equals character. And we return the result string. Now let's console log our rotation. FreeCodeCamp. Cool. Does it work with other strings? Let's have a look. Let's try the long one. The quick brown fox. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay. First, I'm going to run the test and see if it's working, because since I've set the rotation to 13, this should work. Cool. But now, I can do it with any rotation. For example, let's do it with rotation 1. Let's try FreeCodeCamp. FreeCodeCamp. Now notice it's rotating backwards by 1. QR. Yeah. See? Yeah. Look at that. Now I can do what if I do it with 0? In theory, it shouldn't rotate at all. Cool. Let's try 2. Let's try 3. Try that. This is cool. That's exciting. 7, 8, 9, 10. Mitch says try 26. That's cool. Mitch, why did this happen? What happened? Oh no! What's happening? You're asking me. So I think what's happening is we're rotating 27. Why 27? There's 27. So I think what's happening, by the way, is we are rotating beyond the alphabet. Yeah. Odelanma says it much better than me. It's more than the alphabet. You need to mod with 26 rotation 26. Lowercase letters are below A. That's why. So what if I do 25, 4, 2? This is still a mess. 19. Still turning it. So wait, did I get lucky? I think I got lucky. Code minus rotation. I think CPU Cortex is right. Rotation mod 26. But where? We got about 5 minutes left. If we don't figure this out, totally fine. We got Q&A. Omotosho, I see your question. Please shed more light on record collection. It would could you maybe tell me have you managed to get somewhere with it? I'd love to know what's tripping you up with it. So if rotation is bigger than 26, The input conditions are that all letters will be uppercase, so we can neglect that. And indeed, rotation is over 26 letters. Yeah. So if the rotation is bigger than 26, but yeah, how do we? Oh, Generic Bullet's got a question. Are there any handy ways of accessing or manipulating an alphabet? I'm sure I've seen like a method alpha or something. Do you mean like converting from one alphabet to another? Like going from Roman characters to Cyrillic? Because I'm not sure. CB Corton says, if rotation is bigger than 26. Yeah, but which line? Like, where do I put it? Because I'm not sure. So if the chart code minus rotation is bigger than 65, that's good. Oh, as I was asking, could you scroll through the code, please? I missed the middle part. Yeah, totally. Here. I think you want this. Yeah. So let's go through it. If the character is a letter, then we define our char code. If the char code minus rotation is bigger than 65, so which we do here, we add the character rotated backwards, i.e. subtract. So we subtract the rotation from the char code, and then we can turn that char code back into a string and add it to the result. Otherwise, if it's not bigger than 65, then we will rotate it forwards, i.e. add. Result plus equals string from char code plus rotation. Else, result plus equals character. So I think we've gone through 3 solutions of this so far. You need to add the condition in the function. I got that, but I'm not sure where. Spencer's saying this right. At rotation of 13, some of the letters are rotating up 13 and some are rotating down 13. So anything bigger than that will cause some letters to over-rotate. Oh, hold on a minute. I think you made a click, Spencer. Char code minus rotation. Mod, where's my modulo? Percent rotation, right? No. No. No, 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 no. Now some letters are disappearing. Oh, no, mod 65. 65. Oh. What am I doing? Yeah, wait, I think I'm with you. At 919, we need a condition if char code is bigger than... Oh, yes, of course. I should have been doing that there. Thank you. There. Oh, 26. Oh. Fantastic Fox says percent 26 plus 65, which is rotation. Or is it 26? I remember last time. Hey, that looks good. Thanks, Fantastic Fox. So does that mean my rotation can be bigger now? No. That's probably because I need to do it up here as well. Could you explain to us why this is 26 plus 6? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Do you know what, folks? I'm going to give up on this. Okay, so this solution here, let's have a rotation of anywhere between 0 and 13. I'm gonna cut it off here because it's 10 o'clock. It's the top of the hour, and I want to give us a chance to do some Q&A. So thank you all. Let's go back to what I had before. with rotation 13. If anybody figure this out, please put it into the forum or put it into the Discord, because I would love to know. Run our tests. Yeah, sometimes we try stuff and it doesn't work out. It's just the most thing here. So submit and go to the next challenge. Yeah, pat. Well done. So now you should be done with, we're over halfway through with the projects, which is very exciting. I think next week we're going to be doing the number validator. On Monday, we're going to start with, we did basic data structures. On Monday, we're going to start with basic algorithm scripting. So we'll be doing that on Monday. No homework, maybe revise, maybe see if you can figure out that magic maths needed. So thank you all. And look, get it done like this. That, whew, my brain is melted. I appreciate it. Fantastic Fox. Let's discuss this in the forum and on Discord, because now it's time for Q&A. And I think, where was it? Where was the question from? The record collection. Everyone's favorite. Let's do the record collection. So that is basic JavaScript. I think let's do it again. Record collection. Is my solution here? I hope not. Okay, cool. Oh, before we do the Q&A, I want to answer a question from Sil. Dual in the forums and post solutions with a variable rotation. So if you figure it out, fantastic. Post yours. Like in any case, please, I will make a forum. I will make a forum thread after this live stream, and I'll ask folks to please post their solutions there so that we can. Please post your solutions there. Yeah, regardless of whether you figure it out with variable rotation or not. No sé programar says you forgot the ñ. I did. I will rewatch all this because rip my brain out another week. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is, I went through 3 solutions here. It is absolutely okay to be like, wait, what? So take your time, rewatch stuff. That's what we're here for. So sorry, Omotosho. Let's do the record collection. Cool. Let's read it first. You're given an object literal representing a part of your musical album collection. Each album has a unique ID number as its key and several other properties. Not all albums have complete information. So let's take a look. There's our record collection object, and each album has a unique ID number as its key. Yeah, I see it here. Yep. Number. Not all albums have complete information. So this one has album title, artist, and tracks. This one has album title, artist, and tracks. This one has artist and tracks. And this one only has an album title. So yes, not all albums have complete information. You start with an update records function. Yeah, I see it here. That takes an object literal, records. Yeah, I see it. Containing the musical album collection, an ID. Yep. A prop, like artist or tracks, a property, and a value. Complete the function using the rules below to modify the object passed to the function. And I'm telling you what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to take each of these rules and turn them into a comment. Just like I do when I'm implementing projects. Your function must always return the entire record collection object. If prop isn't tracks and value isn't an empty string, update or set that album's prop to value. If prop is tracks, but the album doesn't have a tracks property, create an empty array and add the value to it. If prop is tracks and the value isn't an empty string, add value to the end of the album's existing tracks array. If value is an empty string, delete the given prop property from the album. Cool. Copy of record collection object is used for the tests. Okay. Now, the way I try to implement this is to divide my focus, divide and conquer each rule. Your function must always return the entire record collection object. So we must take this records parameter and make sure that we're returning it. And there we can see it, return records. Next, if prop isn't tracks and value isn't an empty string. I'm just going to focus on that part for now. If prop is not tracks and value is not an empty string. Okay? I'll forget about what it does. Let's just do the if part. We've learned if statements. If prop is not tracks. Notice how I'm dividing my focus. Prop is not tracks. Prop is not equals to tracks. And we know how to do and, double ampersand. Value isn't an empty string. Value is not an empty string. If prop isn't tracks and value isn't an empty string. Notice how I divided it. Prop isn't tracks and value isn't an empty string. Now we can do the thing that it does. Update or set that album's prop to value. So the album, remember, has an ID. And with our object, we can look that up using that ID. So first we need the record collection. Then we need to pass the ID in order to look up that specific record. Then we need to set the prop to value. Remember, the ID is a parameter passed in. You see how when I highlight it here, it gets highlighted here. Then the value gets updated as well. So we need to set the prop. Is how I'm using bracket notation to go first into the record and then into the prop and set that equals to value. Set that album's prop to be value. That's the first one. Next, else if prop is tracks, but the album doesn't have a tracks property. Again, focus on the if. If prop is tracks, if prop is equals to tracks, the album doesn't have a tracks property. Now again, I distracted myself. Sorry. The but here means if prop is tracks and the album does not have a tracks property. And the album doesn't have a tracks property. Now, if we want to say, so in order to look up whether an object has a property, what we can do is use that object, which remember is records ID. That's our record. Does not have a tracks property. Has own property tracks. Right? So this will tell us whether the record has that property. However, it says the album doesn't have a tracks property, but this is telling us whether it does have a tracks property. So if we want to check that this is false, we have two ways of doing it. We can either go records ID has own property tracks equals false, which is perfectly valid, but there is a shorthand for it. That is the not operator. So if prop is tracks and not the record has that property tracks, that's all this done. Whew. Then we can do the effect. Create an empty array and add value to it. So records ID prop is equals to an empty array and add the value to it. Records ID prop dot push value. So we will create that array and then we will add the value to it. But if you're looking at this and you're like, couldn't I initialize this array with that value in it? Yes, you can. Then I can delete this line. So records ID prop, which remember is tracks, we know because we're checking here that it is equals to value. Next, else if the prop is tracks and the value isn't an empty string. So else if the prop is tracks and the value is not an empty string, value is not empty string, condition done, add value to the end of the album's existing tracks array. So records ID prop, which remember is tracks because we're checking that it is. We're going to push the value to the end. That's it. Add value to the end of the album's existing tracks array. We know it exists because we already checked that it does not exist. Next, if the value is an empty string, value is equals to an empty string, delete the given prop property from the album. Delete records ID prop. Cool. Run the tests. And that's done. Pat. We got a suggestion from Seria. I'm sorry, I hope I said that correctly. Seria? Sorry. You can use not tracks in rec. Oh yeah, we learned that yesterday. Let's give that a try. By the way, keep those questions coming in the meantime, folks. Tracks in records ID. That should work because we learned that this is an equivalent way of doing it yesterday. Cool. Yeah, nice. I like it. That's much cooler. I like it. Cool. Any other questions? I mean, if not, we can, oh, look at that. We're 20. Folks, we're finishing early lately. I like it. Y'all are much better students than y'all are much better students than I deserve. Wait. No? Yeah. Y'all are great students. I love it. Yeah. Cool. Oh, okay. Cool. The Rocky 87876 asks, as a beginner, how do I move from understanding coding concepts in isolation to applying these concepts to solve problems? Any tips? I think I want to hear what folks have to suggest as well. I think a way to do it is to start by doing these as you've done. Move from understanding coding concepts in isolation to applying these concepts to solve problems. I would say once you're done with this, you can start looking at ways to apply those. For example, if you want, and I like the way FreeCodeCamp does it, because FreeCodeCamp gives you a series of certifications that are meant to be done in order. So you can start with, for example, responsive web design. Don't worry if you haven't. You can go and do it after this if you like. Then you do JavaScript algorithms and data structures. Then you can do front-end development libraries, data visualization, relational databases. You can go through applying these and the projects in a way. Let me just go back to the projects real quick. The projects are already a way of applying those concepts to solve problems. So in a way, you're already doing it. Doing something like validating telephone numbers, that's going to be next week. Fun times with regexes. Yeah. These are real life applications of programming. When we're doing things like filling out a form to put in a phone number, absolutely. put that in. Another thing that I would recommend, and I've recommended this a few times, is to take these concepts and explain them. Write them down. If people are asking questions in the forums or Discord, answer them. Explaining to them helps you better understand for yourself. Carlos says, keep yourselves into the basics. And for example, if you're learning map, try to build your own map function using only the basics. That's clever, Carlos. I like it. I like it. That's really good. That's a great tip. Thank you. Yeah. When you're doing things like web development, I always recommend people take a website that you know of, that you like the layout, and try to implement that layout. I'm not saying copy and steal the website. I'm saying implement that layout the way that you think could be a best one. A best one. Yeah. Yeah, Carlos says, good for getting that programming language. Orilanma says, working on projects would help. Yeah, if you've got like a side project, start working on that. I think that's super helpful. Supporting open source doesn't have to be code. Oh, after my own heart, Orilanma. Yes, you can find open source projects. And, you don't have to just supply code. You can ask questions. You can answer questions. Super, super helpful. Orilanma says, teaching others helps too. Yeah, that's a great point. Timmy Phil says, I can't wait for the telephone number validator solutions. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I love this. Keep going, good people. Don't stop. Slow down. Slowing down is necessary, but keep going. Yeah. It's absolutely go at your own pace. All right. I think, well, do we have any further questions? Let me see. I don't think we do. Next week, as said, we will start with basic data. Nope, we already did that one. Algorithm scripting. Let's have a look at what we're going to be doing. Converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, reversing a string. And some of these might seem familiar, but what's exciting about this is that we're going to be applying some of that learning. Hey, hold up. Like Rocky was asking about. Yeah? We're going to be applying those learnings to start actually solving problems. This is exciting. Yeah. Cool. So that's going to be Monday. Tomorrow we've got a guest session. Developer tools. So tomorrow we have a very special guest session. Miguel Useche is going to come on and teach us all about developer tools. I'm very excited about this. You'll find the time. It'll be at 17 p.m. 5 p.m. UTC. You'll find the time zones in the dashboard. And I just want to say congratulations on getting through week 4 of the free JavaScript Bootcamp. Y'all are doing fantastic. And I'm so proud of all of us. Cool. Well, with all that said, I will let you all go. If you have any further questions, please, please, please bring them to the Discord or to the forum. group.classcentral.com for the forum, and you'll find the Discord there as well. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. Wish you all the best. Get lots of rest, answer questions, ask questions, and take care of yourselves. See you next time. Bye.